Oh my god. This is stupid. Why am I doing this? That is a long train. This is so stupid. Oh, it's huge. Pepsi bottles. Ooh, this is starting to look good. How the heck am I going to snake this around? Science is coming through. How do we expand on that? That should do the trick. Not a single logistic robot had to be used on this. There we go, 1,000 per minute, 1.6k per minute, 10k, 11! Oh, it's amazing. Can't wait to get back on Nauvis. We are back on Nauvis because I got sick of all the other planets. Oh, Gora has completely backed up because we're not exactly using all this science at the moment. So the holmium's backed up, which is everything we could have asked for. It's completely, absolutely backed up, which is amazing. Our science rates are actually limited by the size of this biolab. That leads me into the next goal, which is it's time that we make that push for 1 million Nauvis science per minute. Or at least 1 million effective science per minute is my goal. And if my math is correct, with the research productivity that I've done, we should only need about 200,000 science packs produced per minute. I believe some of these science packs peak at 10 or 11k production per minute. First thing we need to do today is, thanks to our nice little train here, we have cleared out a decent amount of space from enemies. We need to go out and scout these areas and see where's a good spot to build all of our new factories. Military science needs walls, and they're made of stone. I don't really want to be shipping stone ingredients all over the place. So I want to find somewhere good like here, where there's, you know, a good amount of stone in the area. And the other thing is we're going to need a lot of power, and I mean a lot of power. This here is probably not going to cut it. We're currently capable of 21 gigawatts, but I doubt that that is going to be enough. So we need to find a spot to build a bigger fusion power plant. I'm thinking we pave over this lake here and build it there, or we could do it in this area here. Those are the main goals for today. And as you can see, I've come prepared. I've brought a bunch of railgun ammo. I've made a whole bunch of legendary radars. I've got roboports, landfill, cliff explosives, rails, big electric poles, the whole kit. First thing I want to do is lay down these radars, which are, oh my goodness, absolutely massive. They cover my entire, holy moly, they cover my entire screen. We plop one there and start running a power line all the way back. Damn, that covers that whole area. So we're only going to need 3 of them to get to the enemies over here. Now, one problem with the radars is I can't tell how far away they need to be, but here's an idea. If I make a blueprint, if we snap this to the grid, continuous coverage distance 8 chunks. I believe a chunk is 32 tiles. I believe that's a radius, so it's going to be 8 tiles plus 8 tiles, which is going to be 16 tiles. 16 times 32 is 512. So if we do 512, oh my goodness. Can we do another 512? Yep, okay. So create that. This needs to be relative to where I'm placing it. So if I now hold Control Shift on this and then fly around, that should spawn a new one. And that should be in the correct spot. I can't see the radar coverage on the map though. It would be nice if I could, but I can't, so... Oops. I guess we just continue heading around. I don't even know where that went. Where did that even go? That works. Oh, that's perfect. That lines up perfectly. That's awesome. So if I continue traveling around... Wow, this is a big ocean. Holy. Oh, they're sending a scouting party. Yes, I can see you coming now. The fancy new radars. Get out of here. So I'm thinking of having a separated factory. We'll have one factory for each science pack type, I think. Red science just needs some iron and some copper, so that could go literally anywhere. I'm not exactly sure how big of a factory it's going to be for the red science. Like, it's possible that these 2 deposits here are all we really need, or we need to go for something a little bigger. Coal we need to keep for plastic, but that we would kind of prefer a coal deposit near some oil, like here. Oh, what's going on here? You guys aren't propping up a base, are you? They are. Damn, that was fast. There's another base propped up here. Get off my lawn. This is my territory. All right, oh my goodness, there's more. Oh yeah. We can now see everything. We are the all-seeing eye. Okay, here's the question. Does the game lag more when you have more radar coverage? So we can make a map marker. The red science, the health potions. And that's going to go right smack bang there. So, we should be able to just copy this whole design. I think this was pretty efficient. We can make some changes. For example, these are only normal beacons and not legendary beacons. These are now legendary assembling machines. Quite some time ago, I upgraded some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. And we probably need to improve the item delivery system, but... Oh. What the heck? Was I sitting on acid? Okay, so yeah, I can probably just copy this. We plonk that there. If I save this now into a blueprint, single belt science production, and I think that's pretty good. We can save that now. So now we should be able to come down here and check this out. We can just... Oh! Damn, that's really cool. That's hopefully going to produce us quite a lot of science. And it looks like we need a lot of landfill, so I'm going to go and grab the landfill in a second. And my inventory is full. Wow, that's a lot of fish. How do we get so many fish? There we go. Oh, that's nice to see. I spent a bit of time investing in legendary speed modules, so we can also try those out and see just how effective they are at pushing our science production through the roof. I'm hoping they're very effective, so we can grab those. I've spent a bit of time arranging a bit of a stockpile of machines that we're going to use in overhauling Nauvis. I've got a lot of legendary foundries, which is going to be really exciting to see. Okay, here we go. How many speed modules are we going to go through here? All of them. God damn. All of them just went in. That's expensive. And then it looks like we need a whole bunch of productivity modules. The bulk insert. No, those should be stack inserters. Hang on. These should be stack inserters. Good thing we stockpiled from Gleba. The real test here is going to be grabbing the rate calculator. That's going to be making us 24.7 thousand science packs on the bottom half, which is just using the regular speed modules. Now the legendary speed modules at the top, how much is this going to make us? Ooh, 58.6 thousand, which makes sense because it's doubling the ingredient, or doubling the speed. So now we just need to get items delivered in here, which first we need to actually make those items. So copper's here, iron's here, we need to smelt them down. Smelting will be done with foundries, which we have our good old little foundry block here. So this is going to make gears. Actually, we need to set this up so that we're making molten iron first. And I believe we have a setup for that over here. Yep, we can grab this. I'm going to copy that, and we're actually going to save this as another blueprint. Molten block. That should be a oh my goodness. The next thing we need is to deliver the calcite. Oh boy. Calcite will need to go into a train stop. And then red science needs to also go in a train stop. So where's a good spot to do this? Yeah, okay. Train stop is probably going to go here for the calcite. And then it'll have to turn back around. Which probably also means... Oh no, that's the calcite stop there. We probably need a bigger calcite station, to be honest. Maybe we do one over here. Stop it! Stop it! This needs to split. This also needs to split this way, like that, into a Y shape. And then we need to bring them across as well. There we go. We should be able to run a train line across here now. I don't know where this is going to go, but it's going to go. Yeah, they're coming straight from down there. Are they upset because of the pollution? They are. The pollution is a problem. Oh, wow. They're just running straight over the track. Okay. Burn! Burn! So I imagine they're pathfinding from the bases up here and coming all the way down into this area and setting up these little bases and then getting upset by the pollution. We could also slice off this with walls, and there's probably a nice easy slice to do there as well. And then we can just clear out this whole area. It's a shame we can't have multiple cargo bays or cargo landing pads on a planet, because then we could just set up one here that requests for calcite and get an orbital calcite factory going up in space. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Okay, I have too much wood. How am I going to get rid of this wood? I suppose I could start upcycling it into legendary, because I've heard that the legendary electric poles are pretty good. You get a wire reach of 7.5. A supply area of 5.5, but then a legendary is 15 by 15. Holy. Can we see that on the map? You bastards. They broke a pole. No. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, we'll deal with that later. A regular pole looks like that. But then a legendary, holy. That's like that's almost like a substation. Okay, we definitely want to be investing in that then. If we can upcycle wood, I'd be pretty happy. I'm just going to shove them into a chest for now. We need to make a train stop in here. If that's going to be melting iron, and this is going to be melting copper, then calcite can probably be dropped off here before returning back to the main track. There we go. We probably want to turn around as well. Wait, I've just realized what I'm building, and I'm gonna go for it. We're building this again. There we go. And then this rail's probably gonna continue around. Depends on what I end up building over here, but I'll leave it like this for now, and that way we can just go through there, turn around, go through the bottom, turn around. It's all easy. What are you guys doing down here? There we go, that's the copper deposit covered. That's all drilling. Oh, you guys are mining. There we go. That's going to start loading them up with ore, and we need to do the same over here. Now we need calcite. So the big problem we have at the moment with loading and unloading things from space, we're at capacity for how many things we can extract using inserters from the cargo landing pad. So the only thing I can do from here is logistic robots. If we turn these into requester chests, that might go a little quicker. Whoa! And then this thing here gets decommissioned. Oh, holy moly. Sounds like a machine gun. They're just firing robots out. Okay, he's going to travel through, come around. He's refueling. And he should park into here. Yep, there we go. There we go. Okay, sweet. So that's going to sort out calcite delivery. So we can head back up now. We need to turn the molten iron and the molten copper into their respective items. We need iron gears and we need copper plates to be able to make red science. Probably just do it in here. Let's grab the blueprint. We'll do 2 sets just because we're going to need a crazy amount of items. I'm going to swap these over to legendary beacons. No, 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 no. Oh. There we go. Calcite's going in. That's all done. Now let's do the same over here. This time we just need to cast copper into copper plates. Now we need to deliver that along with the gears over to here. This is going to be fun. A lot of copper coming through. It's not fully saturated, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens when that combines. Reminds me of those toys you used to see. It's like a wall of metal pins and you could press your face or press your hand in it and it kind of resembles the shape that you pressed into. Am I just rambling about random things again? Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's going to collect and desaturate almost instantly. Beautiful. Okay, looks like here is where it desaturates. So if we cut the belt off there, and then we do the second belt, so that's going to be the second set. It's difficult for me to tell how far we need to space each of these. I suppose I could just copy What we need to do next is probably build the next set of biolabs. So it needs to be much bigger than this. Yeah, we can fit it through there. Okay, that'll work. If we did a box like that. Save the fish. Look at me being all environmentally conscious. Rescuing the fish before we pave over them. 5.8 thousand fish. We're gonna save all the fish from this ocean. All the fish. Why am I doing this? Chat, why am I doing this? 10,000. We've got 10,000 fish in this pond. Oh, it's so stupid. I love it. Whee! I'm surprised these fish aren't just like despawning or something. 14k. It looks like one of those Petri dishes with bacteria crawling all over it. How fast can we run? Oh my god. Oh geez, hello. Are these guys pathfinding all the way onto the landfill? Oh my goodness, they are. Okay, hang on, that's right, that's right. Come along. Yep, there we go, there we go. Blam. What you gonna do? They're really mad now. That's funny. The next thing I need to do is figure out how long of a line can we run the belts and when do we need to split it. So we could run the buses down the middle. We can start off with a biolab block. Okay, so that's the border done. I can't believe I need this many biolabs. This is ridiculous. Oh god, wait, I just realized then we gotta try and figure out a way to supply them all. What kind of a crazy spaghetti bus am I gonna have? This here ain't gonna cut it. This is ridiculous. One step at a time. So, we need belts going like this. So that's 5 inputs and an output. And then each of these belts needs to be fed onto 2 sides, which means they probably need to be buses earlier. We should probably load the 2 trains together side by side. Yeah, okay, so if I do a train loading system that, say for example, looks something like this. We have 2 trains, 1 for each science pack that then meets up in the middle. That's already 2 belts set up to go, so then this can join up with that belt and this one can go to the next pod. That's not going to work though because we can't fit that many. There's going to have to be some more space in here. Let's use this for once. Train comes in, gets unloaded. Question now is this a fully saturated belt? Yeah, that's no longer fully saturated. However, if we had our whole setup from before, grab our little loader here, and then a splitter. Yeah, okay, that's not completely saturated. If we got some high quality extractors, does that fully saturate? Yes, it does. Okay, interesting. So this here struggles. This here doesn't, so the splitters work better. So now we just got to figure out how many of these trains do we need to hook up. This is about to get ridiculous. I have no idea how many of these we're going to be able to fit. It's possible that I'm way overkilling this and this is actually going to be doing something stupid like 3 million science per minute. And then I can sit and cry as I've done too much work. Wait a minute. How did these guys disappear? I had them trapped on this pier. They despawn. Wait. Alright, chat. We just learned something today. Biters and spitters can despawn. 84. 84 columns across. You know, that's almost the 128 belt balancer. Where's the stupidly large one? Does this actually work? Import string. Oh my god. Okay, so if this is our balancer, that means for every science pack, we need this wide of a bus. I'm just going to say times 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we don't have enough space here. I'm going to have to move everything up. This is stupid. Why am I doing this? And then we've got to actually saturate this. There's no way. So this was, what was it, 84 did we say? Yeah, 84. So I need 84 belts. If a single carriage can do 4 belts, I need 21 carriages. Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That is a long train, which means we probably need a few locomotives. Actually, if we really need to, we could space out a few in the middle if we needed some space to run buses and things around. That's something we can definitely do. The maximum jump length of a green belt is 10 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the maximum size bus we can have. This would then need to turn, and then we leave 2 tile gaps so that we can run a tunnel like that. Yep, okay. So that's going to be 30 lanes. My brain is starting to comprehend the ridiculousness of this situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would go there. An 8th would go here. About bounding box size would be the size of 2 science pack types. So then we need 6 times that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god. Is there a bigger ocean somewhere we can use? We'll just map out some more areas. Crazy I'm doing this on a death world too. Ooh, can we squeeze this? Does this go? Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, that's upsetting. We got rid of this. We got 2 belts. And then we have a tile gap between these for the carriages. I need to get the second train to load over onto this area. What if I just grab that? Flip it. Yeah, okay, that works. If we run some tunnels, that forms these 4 bus lanes. But for here, that's not going to work. So we'll probably have to move this across, turn this into a tunnel, run that across, and then this jumps up like that. But then, if we copy that, jump back into our sandbox, because we need to supply 80 belts worth of science. Okay, I just had an idea. If I cut this and move it across, and then we paste that again. Ooh, we might be cooking. And then we got 2 more. Okay, hang on, we're cooking. Okay, so that's 8. We need 2 more. Yeah, autosave. And that connects up there. Okay, yeah, that works. And then the bottom half is reserved now. But down here, yes. Okay, so 5 carriages will do this. We copy this 2 more times. Then we need to do this whole load of shenanigans again. But the problem is we are too close. So if we move this back a little bit, we copy all this, repeat it down here, and then this needs to form up over here. That is now a 20 belt bus. Okay, let's power that. Does this work? Frame rate. Oh, oh, that's a very nice sight to see. Okay, and it's kind of like Christmas colors here. So that's 20 belt lanes. So that's 20 belts. All that for 20 belts. And then this is where my thinking comes in, because I apparently wasn't thinking before. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this is amazing. So now you're probably wondering, well, how are you gonna fit more on a lane? This is the genius. So 5 carriages. Then we run these trains in here. We need that much space. Oh, that works. Okay, 3 carriages in there works. And then we copy this and plop it there. That's the next set. Ooh, this is going to be the biggest bus turn lane I've ever done. Have you seen a bigger train unloader than this? Okay, there we go. So that's then going to run underneath. Oh, I'm taking damage. No! Wow, this is a big save file. Maybe all that exploring around the place wasn't so hot. This is going to be huge. Okay, so that's 80 for 2 science pack types. If we had the biolabs then going across here, that then has to disperse and filter in and all that kind of stuff. And then we need space for every other kind of science pack, which will probably fill tunnels along all of these gaps here. Oh wait, no, hang on. I just realized the train needs to get out. No! Can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, that's that. Then we do another... This is ridiculous. This is so stupid. We do another 5, and then another 3 trains. Copy all this. Then another 5 carriages. We're going to have to build a very special train loading dock area for this. Have you ever seen such a thick belt? This is so stupid. I don't know what would have been easier. 1 million science per minute or getting to the shattered planet. Okay, so that's 2 science packs. And then we need to do that again. And this is probably got to go down. How many goddamn 20,000. 20,000 belts. 640 stack inserters. Good thing we've got a lot of stack inserters. Oh god, frame rate. You can see how slow the belts are moving. Oh, my game froze as I placed it. That's how bad it is. The game freezes. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh god, the lag, the freeze every time I place a new set. Red science, green science, blue science, purple science. Then this will be yellow science. Oh, military science. Yeah, I forgot that one too. There's military science, space science. Wait, no, there's 6. There's 6 of these. Oh god, there's another one. It's not 5, it's 6. There's 12 packs. What am I doing? Okay, so that's the full extent of the bus network. I'm going to be running at 1 FPS if I'm to be looking at belts. This many belts of stacked science jars. This is going to be too much. But anyway, we press onwards. How do I figure out which one of these buses has the next science pack on it? That's 292,000 belts. Wait a minute. Oh my god. That's 4 times the number of belts I've ever placed on Nauvis. Oh, it's huge. It's the size of my old factory.